What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. So there we go, having a little sell off. Let's do this. Alrighty, I think we're all set, right? All right. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Lawrence. Thank you. DGAS. All right, there we go. DGAS just. The reason I set my alert on this one is I saw signs of a curling pattern. Um, Doesn't mean that I have to take a position. All I know is that on this 20-day analysis, it's back at the support at around $22, which is a common support level. I'm going to give it just a little bit more to work with. So it's been actively trending up. Great. I don't want to get in a little bit too early. Overall, this estimated indicator is the one that I'm going to be looking at as the resistance. So that's how I'm going to identify this as my margin of profit. I'm just going to go to the top VWAP. So 1.68% is kind of what I'm looking at. So your volume is low. Okay. Let me test. Low. Okay. I'll try to speak up a little bit. But all right. Can you guys hear me a little bit better? All right. I'm gonna try to speak just a little bit closer to it. So as of right now, we can see that JNUG is at a previous resistance as of yesterday, right? So around 1365. I have my alert set for a pullback. So I'm also going to set my alert for a high of day. Congrats to all those that were able to swing trade you guys, right? So watch out for you guys. Watch out for this reversal of pattern. I would have covered profits already. Just something to take into consideration. And I'm going to be very patient with my entry. I know that, looking at /NG and how that's currently trading, it is showing signs of a potential like pullback, right, to around the SMA indicator. That doesn't seem to be far-fetched, right? It would make sense. It's done it before. It pushes up and then it gets rejected, right? Pushes up and then it gets rejected. It would make sense. So one thing that I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to be patient, set my alerts, and it's all about accuracy today. I want to make sure that I don't get in, and I'm going to try my best to not get into, what's it called, DGAS when, I think it's reversing back up, but it's actually not, and stuff like that. So WTI selling off, that's exactly what we wanted. Watch out for this potential support that it might be showing right around the SMA indicator. It had a really nice push up. Great. It's really nice, but it doesn't mean anything. Again, we're still trying to look to get in for a good buy. The MACD indicator is not getting any smaller just yet. It's not descending. So, yeah. Sweet. Let's do this. On this 180-day analysis, last time it would make sense that, it does have some margin to sell off. So let's be patient for that. Yesterday, although we didn't expect it to touch the EMA, it did sell off and touch the EMA and it pushed right back up. So again, I'm not going to be able to do anything about my microphone. So I'll try to speak up a little bit more, but yeah. So let's go ahead and see if I can get a nice little push up and then go from there. Let's go. All right, so again, this one's selling off. A sudden alert for a little bit more of a pullback. JNEG still looking like it's doing a pretty good job holding above the EMA line as a support. It's a little bit more of a sell territory around like the 1360s, right? So, and also the MACD is showing signs of, it would expect somewhat of a pullback, and the RSI is kind of at a, a level where it normally peaks out at, right? So let's take that into consideration. It is, there's no question that I do see gold to be at a good deal territory, but again, I'm not trying to force an entry. We're trying to focus on getting a good deal, right? So up 4% on my first real money trade. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, Rich? Happy to hear that. Killing it. We see the Yaz getting rejected. That's solid. And the sad part, and I didn't want to talk about it, but just like probably many of you, I tried to set a limit order to buy UGAZ because I was trading this one yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember. I was trading it right before the market closed. I tried to re-enter after market hours during extended hours at like 64.60 or something like that because I saw it pushing up and I got an alert that natural gas was pushing up during extended hours. It was about like an hour after the market closed, and I did not get filled, and it would have been very nice, right? I was going in with about 300 shares or something like that. It was about $20,000. Definitely would have been nice to have opened even the 3.5%. That would have been nice. But yeah, as of right now, it's still showing signs of it being bullish, right? So if we go on this 20-day analysis, we could see that a common resistance is around the $68 price point. So again, just considering the good sell territory, right? But just based on the last time that it pushed up, it did end up hitting pretty solid highs of $62. So just because it normally peaks out at a certain price point, doesn't mean that it has to always get rejected at a certain price point. And that's why we're waiting for confirmation. So yeah, that's why I haven't entered, or I can try to see if I can take a small position and then add more if it continues to uptrend. But as of today, I'm just trying to really focus on a better entry. So there we go, FRAC down back to 1362. For those that aren't too aware of FRAC, looking at the overall analysis, you could see that it almost has a double bottom around 1360. And it was showing signs of an uptrend, right? Trying to reverse back up, but it has all this margin to cover. But as of right now, still pulling back. So maybe we could wait a little bit more for an uptrend. Or if you do see value in the pattern, then it can be something that you could potentially consider. So let's set those alerts and stay up to date with it, right? There you go, WTI. All right, looks like it's getting rejected again. Alert set. And again, just trying to focus on, let's see. Is there anything that, okay, so we have people calling out USLV. USLV is not actively trending up. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that is still very oversold. So I do have my alert set for an overall reversal up at 980. So JNEG just made highs of day, but as of right now, it's not showing any signs of an uptrend. So because of that, it's just not something that I would invest in right now because it's not showing any indication of a reversal, right? Oh, I did. Super happy to hear that. See SPXL. Okay, so I do see this to be actively trending up. I don't see this to be a good deal. So if you could see based on previous highs, it's more at a resistance than a support, right? So, but it is actively trending up, so it does make sense on that. I'll just be very careful that if it continues to show signs of a peak formation, then I would consider the idea of, I don't know, it just doesn't look like a good deal to me. Just looking at the overall patterns, it doesn't look like a good deal to me. So again, make sure that if you're going to be calling something out, it has to be in the ticker call out format or I won't break it down. All right, so for CPE, I see that it's right now currently getting rejected by the SMA indicator. The SMA was a valid support, which means that it would act as a valid resistance. And I have my alert set here at $11. So what can happen is as it's pushing up, is because now it's touching the screen line, it could get rejected and continue to consolidate. Again, 3 stages in a reversal, and there's the rejection, there's consolidation, and then there's the confirmation. And right now, it still looks like we might be in the rejection phase. So, um, you know, yeah. All right. Okay, so actively trading up very low volume. So that's something personally I don't like about this one, but it would make sense on why it could potentially bounce at around this SMA indicator. So I would still set my alerts, no confirmation of an uptrend. I would not take a position right now. And then I would wait for this thing to bounce at above 460 or just for this EMA line to start pointing up, right? Because right now it's still pointing down. So looking a little bit closer, volume is super low. That's something that I personally find very unattractive. All right, tried to bounce, still not looking like it's making higher highs. You guys trying to do a good job holding above the EMA line. So yeah, there's actually an update that I have for you guys on the GTR for those that care. But I don't think I don't think we should be talking about it in the live chat. I'll probably make a short video about it, just explaining what's going on. There we go. All right, let's see. Yeah, so I already broke down WTI. That's already one that we've seen value in. So as of right now, yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for a bounce around the SMA indicator, so I'm trying to be patient with that one. Janice, super happy to hear that. That's what it's all about. So let's continue planning those trades. HRB. Okay, no signs of a reversal just yet. It's still at the 180-day EMA. The direction of the EMA is still not pointing up. So first of all, had a previous support at around $25, so I have my alert set there. But if you want to wait more for a confirmation, I would also set your alerts for more of a reversal and wait about that. So thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. Alejandro is calling out JPM. Descending pattern, right? Can you guys see that with the SMA line? So it continues to make lower highs. Horizontal support right around, maybe around 106. What is that? 105. And it's starting to reverse back up. So definitely do see why it is that you see value in this like right now, right? Doesn't offer huge margins and it's a descending pattern. So as long as you're okay with that, understand that it can get rejected right around the SMA indicator, and I would look out for that. So DGAS selling off again. And you guys still consolidating, trying to hold above $67. All right, there goes JNUG. Here, guys, give me one quick second. I'm gonna grab a bottled water, just because my voice is a little raspy. So give me 1 second. Ah, okay. You guys are all right. There we go. JNUG getting rejected at resistance. So that means that JDST should be at, kind of a common support. So let's look at this. Yeah, it's right here. Has this margin to cover about 2%. If you get lucky, maybe 3%. But let's set the alert for the overall reversal and the break above uh, the, the middle VWAP. I think that JDST is overextended. If we look at it at the 180-day, or if we look at it at the 20-day chart, we can see that this one's definitely more overextended. I still find JNUG to be a better deal, so I still find JNUG to be a little bit more attractive. But I don't want to be biased. I'm here to share both sides, right? So, yeah, sweet, sweet. All right. Okay. No, I do see what it is that you're talking about, like the overall continuous uptrend pattern, right? That natural gas still shows potential to make definitely. I could see why that is in favor of you gas, right? That's what you're trying to uh, touch base on, right? That definitely does make sense, but another pattern again as a day trade, because I was focusing on as a day trade, it would make sense on just it's done it within the past couple of minutes or hours, right? It pushes up, it gets overextended, it sells off, and then it bounces at the SMA line, right? So it pushes up, gets overextended, and then it sells off and bounces at the SMA line. So because of this sell off, because it pushed up so much, oh, there we go, FRAC pushing up. Um, so then it would make sense on why this one or Diaz would be able to push up, get rejected by the SMA line, and for us still to be able to make this margin of profit, right? So as a day trade, definitely, but I definitely still see more value in UYAS and the overall bullish direction that it has to offer. So ADT pushing up a lot intraday. Um, Overall has a pretty strong descending pattern. So I would personally stay away from that. Yes, it is pushing up intraday, and that's great if you understand why it is that it's being pushed up. I personally don't know. Maybe it's some form of news. I would personally, it just looks overextended to me, and it's a strong descending pattern. And because of that, yeah, PA. Okay. Still no signs of a uptrend pattern. There's consolidation that's happening right now, so I do get why it is that you potentially see value in it, but as of right now, no signs of an uptrend pattern. So, all right, there we go. Again, showing signs of a sell-off, right? So I'm gonna go in with, let's see. All right. Why is this order still open? Oh, you guys could see the order that I put yesterday. I guess it didn't cancel. You can see that it was still active. So That was weird. I thought I canceled it. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, so it looks like some people are having issues with their TD Ameritrade. No, Anthony, I just talked about it being a day trade. Alright. That's funny, man. I like that. So Zachary is saying, I am saving my last day trade for tomorrow's natural gas report. I think that's a very smart idea. So that's good. Again, planning ahead. WTI at middle VWAP. Okay, definitely. It has margin to cover. I mean, it's definitely not bad, right? Yeah, I mean, I definitely do like the pattern. Almost about the same. All right, Grim, 789. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, bud. Thank you again for tuning in. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna exit out of this one. All right. JDST pushing up. That means that JNet getting rejected, just like we expected, right? It sounds like a wrap. All right. So the reason that I'm choosing to go with WTI, amazing. Super happy to hear that, Charlie. So I didn't get out of DGAS, I never was in, um, but it's understanding the overall direction of what it is that I'm investing in. And I know that WTI is a much better deal and it's actively trending up. So worst comes to worst, if I needed to swing trade it, the overall potential for recovery, just due to this ascending uptrend pattern, this is much more attractive and much more conservative, right? It can definitely sell off, and that's all still part of it, right? But overall, it still offers much more margin of continuous uptrend. Something for like DGAS, it's a descending pattern as of right now, and it is at support, but I'm trying to catch it at the reversal. So I run the risk of it not actually reversing. WTI has already confirmed an uptrend, in the big picture. So, yeah, that's why. Great question, because that I actually wanted to explain myself a little bit more on that. All right. Uh, there it goes. I think I missed it. Wow, I missed it. Pushing a little bit slow today. Like myself, so. I'm really sorry to hear that, Long Run. Me too. No, that's not necessarily true because that's just, yeah, no, I wouldn't say that that's an accurate comment. And the reason why is I didn't get filmed. The reason why is because, um, like, I don't know necessarily why. I mean, did they justify why they should wait 2 hours until the market closes? So for me, it would be like, let's say 11 o'clock, 2 hours before the market closes. It's irrelevant because if there was an ideal entry point at, let's say, 30 minutes after the market opened and it was showing signs of an uptrend, um, then that would have been more effective. So they're trying to give you a more general time for all patterns, which isn't true. Um, Everything confirms an uptrend at different time periods throughout the day, and that's why it's so important for you to do your technical analysis and to set those alerts so you're alerted when something is confirming an uptrend. So that's what I'd be more focused on. Yeah, I did see a lot of people talking about GEVA a lot yesterday. I didn't understand the hype. Again, I'm just here to remind people to not trade in patterns that they don't understand. So I do apologize for that, but I'm happy to hear that you're able to like kind of like learn from it, right? So it's definitely a learning experience. So we got DGAS pulling back again, so that's really good that we didn't take a position there. Uh, So JNEG trying to hold above the middle VWAP. That's pretty nice. So we got FRAC still trending between the middle and bottom VWAP. Do you guys see that pattern? So not a very effective pattern. I think this goes in favor with, what is it? Oh, it would be, wouldn't it be Gush? Yeah. So Gush trending in between the middle and bottom VWAP. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm. You guys know what it is that I'm focusing on. Oh, there we go. Strong little push on UGAS, which means sell off on DGAS. So that's good. Again, solid reason on why we didn't enter. Here comes a sell off. Let's see. The thing that I don't like that's going on right now is that this MACD is starting to show signs of a, pullback, and I don't want to risk getting in, because what can be happening is that it could be making lower highs, right? So it peaked out at $7.68. It bounced, it pushed up, there we go, and it got rejected. Boom. Perfect. That's exactly what we don't want, to get in when something is overextended, force our entry and hope that it continues to uptrend and then continues to sell off, and then us give up all this margin. So I'm trying to be as conservative as possible. There we go. We got DGAS catching back a support here. Let's see. My margin is not worth it for me. Appreciate that, Andrea. Oh man, that sounds good. I'm not too sure. I mean, Carl, I wouldn't be able to tell you why. But again, in the course, I do have a video showing how to set mine up exactly. So that's not a dumb question. Um, you're more than welcome to direct message me if you want. But I have mine set at default. There's nothing that I have special about mine. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be much assistance for you. You could always call TD Ameritrade if you see something different about mine that you would want in yours. Okay, so a potential bounce, no indication of a bounce just yet, so let's wait up on that. Very low volume, I don't like this one. And downward pattern, I would stay away. That was an easy breakdown. Let's see if it could still sell off a little bit. If it's okay, if it's not too much to ask, guys, I'm gonna be done with the callouts. So no more callouts, please. So Morgan Willow is asking, Ricky, do you keep a trading journal? No, I have this like mirror in my room where I have calendar days and I just write in my profits. So it's pretty tacky, but it's simple and it works for me. And I have pretty good memory with with my profits and my losses, and I post videos every single day about it. So I do want to let you know that one of the websites that we are working on is going to be one of the features is the ability to track your trades. So Morgan, and that's something that you're going to have access to at no cost, just by being a part of One Plan Profit. It's going to be all included. So thank you again for asking. Let's see. Just join, learn, plan, profit, success, everyone. I like it, Carlos. Happy to have you here. So do you guys see what it is that I'm trying to get with this pattern? So WTI, I'm gonna put it even a little bit lower, and the reason why is because it's selling off. It has a previous support at around $7.45. Again, my goal isn't to get in at the lowest price point. My goal is to get in when it's done making lower lows and when it starts to reverse back up. That's my goal, right? To get in when it confirms and gives me an indication of an uptrend. So I'm going to set my alert, and I'm going to be a little bit quicker. There we go. JNEG just got rejected. So it was holding above the middle VWAP, and then it bounced down. Watch out with that SMA support. And there it goes. It's trying to bounce. Okay. And then we got DGAS, again, a little bit overextended, but again, it's making now lower lows. So let's take that into consideration. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I don't know why your message got rejected, Yusuf. I didn't do anything, so don't think that I don't like you or something. It wasn't anything that I did. I swear. Let's see what happens. Looks like I thought I was going to be quick to my entry, but that was definitely not the case. It's because I'm all over the place. I need to stop. All right. Ah. All right. For what specific stock are you talking about, Zachary? No, Mohammed, I'm just trying to answer people's questions and trade at the same time, and I've made a couple mistakes because of that. So no worries though, it's not an issue. What's going on, Cosmo? Appreciate that. Love you too. I've actually never said that back. That's pretty weird. But yeah, appreciate the support. Trying to pick your mind. So WTI. So you're asking. So that's the one that I'm trading. Come on, Zachary. You can't be questioning my position when I'm entered. You know, now you're gonna make me second guess myself. Totally kidding. I love it. So, what would you think? What would you think if it's making lower highs and higher lows? Flag makes me want to wait. So, okay. So I definitely do see. I don't see it making so lower highs and higher lows. Okay, I see what it is that you're talking about. Then, I mean, so what it is that I'm trying to see for there not to be a break of pattern for WTI is for it to continue to hold above this SMA line, right? So even if it pulls back and it pulls back to like 745 or even like, you know, lows of 740, that's okay. It's all within this range, right? And it makes sense. Yesterday's resistance was around 740. This is kind of acting as a support now, right? It's selling off right now, and yes, it is making like lower or lower highs, just like we said. But overall, big picture, if worst comes to worst, I know that it has a lot of upside potential for it to recover and continue to uptrend. So based on that understanding, I don't feel, you know, that uncomfortable, right? Does that make sense? So, all right, I got some money for Canes. We're good. So overall, I do see if it goes any way similar to yesterday's patterns, it was making like lower highs, and then it caught a little bit more, you know, consolidated a little bit longer, held above the middle VWAP, and then it pushed up and it made higher highs, and then it continued to hold. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting for WTI. Again, the same pattern should repeat itself. If I see any signs of a resistance right around, like, let's say 755 due to my entry, it's definitely not the margin that I wanted to cover, but I know that there's a lot of swing trade potential, and yeah, appreciate that. What's going on, Adric? Oh, wait. Wait. Don't be scaring me. All right. I'm going to close this out. So I'm up supposedly a little bit over 100, right? That's fine. That's good, right? It's pushing up. Yeah, so if you see that it's getting close to like breaking its pattern, then that's when I would be a little bit more on edge of like, okay, maybe I should consider cutting losses. But again, you don't want to like overwhelm yourself with like always being scared, because then you're more likely to be make emotional buys. So that's why I know that if I look at the active, I don't know if any of you guys are like this, but if I look at this and I saw that I was up like $175. My goal is then to exit as close to 175, because I knew that's how much I was up, and that's not a good quality to have, right? It's better to focus on the pattern and trade based off of that, and whatever you make out of that, you know that you focused on the pattern, which is pretty much like what you should be trading, not your dollar value. So yeah. No. So, I mean, I bought as it was still getting rejected. So when I bought, it was still selling off, and it sold off to like 746, and then it pushed up. So I bought, I think, a little bit under $20,000 worth of it. So yeah, the reason that it pushed up was, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's because there was a what's it called, an oil report that came out today, right? It just came out 2 minutes ago. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. We're right at that 1 hour mark. Oh, there's a sell-off. It's still back at the same thing. So, alrighty. Oh, it's definitely pulling back a little bit more than I would want it to. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, so right now WTI is approaching overall lows kind of for the day, not including extended hours, and there it goes. Wow, it is hitting extreme lows. So I'm gonna have to follow up with it, see if I'm gonna have to cut losses, or if I can end up making a profit off of it. So I'll follow up with you guys on this. Continue working hard, continue following dreams. Let me know if you have any questions. If you've completed the course and you have any questions about what it is that we covered today, I encourage you to direct message me within the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library. You're more than welcome to direct message me. But I think that's pretty much it. So not much activity when it comes down to actually trading. Again, I'm trying to be very conservative. Yesterday was a pretty solid day. Again, focus on locking in profits and stuff like that. And that's going to be my main focus for today as well. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and let's continue killing it. So let's make sure that we're in the week on a green note. Take it easy, team.